This is section 5.6, inverse trig functions, differentiation. So our inverse trig functions, we have derivatives for all of those, so you can see them listed and add them to your note card. But let's see what that looks like with examples. So the first one, we have y equals arcsine of 2x. So if we look from up here, remember arcsine is the same thing as inverse sine. So we have this u prime over the square root of 1 minus u squared. So for this one, our derivative y prime, we take the derivative of what's inside the inverse sine, which is 2, and that goes on the top, over the square root of 1 minus what's inside squared. So I'm just going to simplify that to be 2 over the square root of 1 minus 4x squared. All right, now let's do an inverse tangent. So our inverse tangent says to take the derivative of the inside over 1 plus the inside squared. So the derivative of the inside here is 3 over 1 plus the quantity 3x squared, which just becomes 3 over 1 plus 9x squared. All right, inverse secant. To do inverse secant, we're going to take the the derivative of the inside over the absolute value of the inside times the square root of the inside squared minus 1. So let's look at that. The inside is e to the 2x, so the derivative of that is 2e to the 2x over, and then the absolute value of e to the 2x times the square root of e to the 2x squared minus 1. If we simplify that, 2e to the 2x over the absolute value of e to the 2x times the square root e to the 2x squared. Remember, a power to a power we multiply, so it's e to the 4x minus 1. And lastly, an arcsine again. So we have y prime. So this one, it's just the x in the arcsine. It's not everything. So we have a sum rule. So we take the derivative of the first part plus the derivative of the second part. So arcsine, u prime in this case, so the derivative of x is 1 over the square root of 1 minus x squared. And then plus, remember we have to do the product rule here. So 1, and remember the square root of 1 minus x squared is 1 minus x squared to the 1/2. So this is times 1/2, 1 minus x squared to the negative 1/2 times negative 2x plus 2, so 1 minus square root of 1 minus x squared, and d1 is just 1, so we can leave it. And I have faith that you can simplify.